What's up, beautiful gang?
Hey
Thank y'all for tuning in
guys.
with us once again. Today we are headed into 3 myths about the USA after living in Europe. About to get somebody's experience. This is what I'm talking about.
Dang, this is gonna be interesting.
So before we dive in, if you're new, hit that subscribe. Our links to everything down below, including our other channels if you would like to check that out.
Let's dive in.
What if everything you believed about America, the land of the free and home of the brave, wasn't as it seemed?
Oh, we know.
What if the myths you've been raised on were nothing more than an illusion, crumbling in the face of reality? This is exactly what happens when Americans step outside their borders and experience life in Europe. For many, the idea of the American dream is a core belief. The notion that America is the greatest country in the world, leading the pack in everything from freedom to wealth, is deeply ingrained in the American psyche. But what happens when Americans move to Europe and see how life works in other parts of the world? They start to realize that some of the beliefs they held about the USA just don't hold up.
Imagine you waited. Let's just say you waited till you was like 60, right? And you just said, "Oh, I'm gonna move to UK or whatever," you know.
Normally, that's what when it happens.
Imagine you like 60 years of my life I gave them, and this is what I could experience. You imagine the heartache? I'm experiencing this through the video and I already feel like 32 years of my life.
You.
Here are 3 myths about life in America that you might not believe anymore once you've lived in Europe. Let's uncover these myths and explore why they may not hold up in a global context. Number 1. The USA is the best at everything. Growing up in America,
knew that.
it's easy to believe that the country is the best at, well, everything. From the schools to the economy to the healthcare system, Americans are often taught that they have the highest quality of life and the most innovative systems in the world. However, living in Europe quickly debunks this idea. In Europe, it's common to experience systems that, quite frankly, work better than what's available in the USA. Take healthcare, for example. Many European countries offer universal healthcare systems that are affordable, efficient, and provide quality care to all citizens. In contrast, the US healthcare system is notoriously expensive, often inaccessible to the uninsured, and complicated to navigate. When Americans first move to Europe, they're often shocked to see this stark contrast. They learn that countries like France, Germany, and the Netherlands have developed robust healthcare systems that cover everyone, regardless of income. The realization is eye-opening. How can these countries provide healthcare for all?
That's right.
That's literally what I said in the last video.
I've been so stuck on this topic for the longest because I kind of like I found out about the whole their system compared to ours like in a video. I don't know what it was from before we even reacted, but this is like y'all video y'all sent us just went more in depth of how how it works. But I still don't get how America can't figure that out. Well, I know why.
You know why? I'm
they
gonna
the
say they don't want to.
Biggest gangsters.
It's that saying like you can, you just don't want to.
They the biggest gangsters when it comes to scamming people for medical anything. So I know that part of it, the money part of it, because our
more or less like why
pharmaceuticals make more money than anybody. But I just don't understand it. Why is it that we just live to come to life? You pay to come into life, delivery.
To die.
And you die, you gotta pay to go die. Like our whole system is just money.
Money.
I don't get our system. I really don't. It drives me
They
insane.
don't either. They don't get it either.
They don't.
They look at us like how?
I feel like I'm in the UK in my mind.
While the USA, with its vast resources, struggles to provide affordable care for its citizens, the same goes for education. While American universities often come with hefty tuition fees, many European countries offer high-quality education at little to no cost to their citizens. In places like Germany, public universities charge no tuition fees, and students can pursue a world-class education without the crushing student debt that American graduates face.
So we should just go before our kids start college?
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
There's...
It's because they care. They, in a sense, it's like they know who's gonna be the next generation coming up, so they want to prepare them to make sure everything goes smooth.
The way U.S., the rich gonna stay rich. That's how they function. They don't send their kids to the greatest universities. Well, we gotta figure it out.
This doesn't mean that Europe is perfect, but it highlights an important truth. The USA isn't necessarily the best at everything. In fact, other nations have found ways to achieve better outcomes in areas where America lags behind. Number 2. Americans are the most free people in the world. The concept of freedom is at the heart of the American identity. The national anthem famously declares that the USA is the land of the free. However, after living in Europe, many Americans begin to question what freedom truly means. In the US, the idea of freedom is often tied to the ability to carry firearms, practice any religion, and have the freedom to do whatever you want without interference. But in Europe, freedom takes on a different meaning. The freedom Europeans value often revolves around security, quality of life, and the protection of basic human needs. For instance, many European countries have stricter gun control laws, and the idea of widespread gun ownership doesn't hold the same cultural significance as it does in the USA. But does that mean Europeans are less free? Not at all. In fact, many Europeans enjoy a level of personal safety and peace of mind that is rare in the USA. The freedom from fear of gun violence is a powerful form of liberty. Additionally, Europeans enjoy freedoms that are not as guaranteed in the US. A European's right to access universal health care, quality education, and a clean environment are freedoms that many Americans would envy.
You know what? In our last video, I did read a comment where somebody said, I don't know how true it is, but y'all who live in the UK can talk, and I know some of y'all are in the comments. He said it's not as great far as like the policing. Oh, it was the policing video. He said if you look at certain parts, I don't know if he said certain parts or UK now. He said it's not like that now. Like it's tore up. So if anybody can vouch for that, if you live over there and speak on that, I don't know. He was just saying like, oh yeah, this video ain't like that no more. It's kind of out of hand. Like it's crazy. But I'm thinking more or less maybe it's the ghettos because I mean America we got ghettos. Or maybe
because it's the newer generations that aren't following the rules like how back then they did. Like he said, they don't carry guns, so they probably feel like, oh now you ain't got a gun, I don't gotta be scared of you. Yeah. Or if you come here, it's like okay they got guns, some people do too, but like you know what I mean. I think it's the difference.
I'm like USA, we got ghettos, so I mean you can go to certain parts of our town and say boop. No, we don't live over there, but you come out here it's different. So I mean I can see that. But yeah, he was just saying like it ain't like that. And I was like, okay, so if anybody in the comment section could, elaborate on that, let us know.
When you live in a European country with healthcare provided by the government, you start to see freedom through a different lens. It's the freedom to not worry about medical bills, the freedom to know that your children's education will be affordable, and the freedom to feel safe walking down the street without fearing gun violence. Moreover, Europeans generally have more time off from work, with many countries offering generous vacation policies and shorter work weeks. In the America, the culture of overwork and the constant pursuit of personal success often leads to burnout and stress. In Europe, however, people tend to value personal time more, leading to a better work-life balance. The freedom to enjoy life outside of work is something that many Americans can only dream of. Number 3. USA offers the best quality of life. The American dream is closely tied to the idea of a high standard of living. Growing up, many Americans are taught that success means owning a big house, driving an expensive car, and enjoying all the material comforts that money can buy. But after living in Europe, this view of quality of life begins to feel incomplete. Americans often equate a high quality of life with wealth, how much money you make and what possessions you own. However, in Europe, quality of life is measured differently. Europeans tend to prioritize happiness, well-being, and time spent with loved ones over material possessions. A small apartment in Paris or a cozy house in Copenhagen may offer a better quality of life than a sprawling mansion in the US if it means having more time for family, fewer work hours, and less stress. In many European countries, people have more time to relax, travel, and enjoy life.
All I heard was relax.
So like in my sense, so in a sense, it's like be comfortable instead of trying to over.
That's what I'm saying. That's all we asking for.
You know what?
I don't need the mansion. Like you can have it.
I don't want a mansion.
I want to be comfortable and happy, relaxing. Like he said, relax.
That makes sense.
Can't even be
and
comfortable
I feel
over
like
here.
that is how it is. Like I feel like
nothing.
with social media, it's like a one-up a person on that one.
Nothing over here.
But I can see that in Europe. I can see that. I can also see it in like places that like have just more greenery. You're in the outskirts, like no city living. You know, I feel like that's what it's
Look
like.
at that. We ain't got none of that.
For example, in France, it's common for businesses to close for a long lunch, and workers typically enjoy 5 weeks of paid vacation annually. Compare this to the US, where the standard vacation time is often just 2 weeks, and work culture often glorifies the hustle and grind. Moreover, Europe has a different approach to urban planning, which can enhance the quality of life. Many European cities are designed to be walkable, with public transportation systems that make it easy to get around without a car. This not only reduces pollution but also increases the time people spend outside, walking, biking, or enjoying green spaces. In contrast, many American cities are designed around cars, leading to long commutes, traffic congestion, and a greater reliance on personal vehicles. In addition to work-life balance and urban planning, Europeans also enjoy access to high-quality food and public services. In countries like France and Italy, eating fresh, locally sourced meals is a way of life, and people take pride in their culinary traditions. In the USA, food is often viewed as a convenience, with processed foods and fast food dominating many diets. On the other hand, the availability of high-quality public services like healthcare and education in Europe ensures that everyone has access to the basic necessities of life, regardless of their income. In the USA, these services are often privatized and costly, making them out of reach for many people. After living in Europe, many Americans begin to question the myths they once held dear. The idea that the USA is the best at everything, that Americans are the most free people in the world, and that the US offers the best quality of life no longer seems as solid as it once did. Living abroad gives Americans the opportunity to see life from a new perspective. They begin to understand that other countries have different approaches to healthcare, education, and work-life balance, and that these systems can work just as well, if not better, than the ones in the USA. They also realize that freedom, happiness, and quality of life mean something different when seen through the lens of other cultures. The truth is that America is not the best at everything, nor is it the only place to find freedom or a high quality of life. Living in Europe opens up new possibilities and challenges long-held beliefs about what makes a society great. It's a reminder that there's always room for improvement, and sometimes the best lessons come from looking beyond our borders. Thanks for watching. If these myths about life in the USA surprised you,
it didn't.
I think I go back to like what I said as far as like it's possible to live like you're in Europe if you go out to like the country or like where there's like a lot of greenery and stuff. But as far as like I thought it was always a myth. I never thought that was a fact. I thought that was a myth, especially when I've heard or seen other people how they're living. Like when you see how schools are, their lunches, like that right there just shows it's not the best. But I will say, I think it'd be a cool journey to like move abroad just to kind of like experience it for a year and see it. But I'm pretty sure there's like the negatives and positives.
Oh yeah, I mean everywhere gonna have what they have.
But that's just crazy to see how like everything is so walking distance. And it's just like, dang, that's probably why they travel through taxis and stuff like that more.
I think in America, so we live in the heart of like where people want to come, but then you really don't. It's like a vacation. So we live in California. My UK people, Cali, you probably heard of it. The palm trees and the beaches.
We don't have palm trees.
We got palm trees.
Not like what they think.
Well, LA. Yeah. But we live in California, just abroad. I don't want to go in definition of the little towns.
Yeah.
Just California. You know California, live in the California dream. But out of how we work is California is the highest in everything right now. Taxes, groceries, life, breathing air, walking outside, walking your dog. It costs. No, I'm just playing. But so for us, we feel like we just getting toe up. But then there's places in the United States where people move. Texas, which is another big place. A lot of people leave California for Texas, Atlanta, Florida. They get out of here.
Arizona.
A lot of people are leaving Cali because it's just the cost of living in Cali right now is just crazy.
Yeah.
So a place for us, like, especially as Californians, looking at UK, we like, yes. And then there's people in America who look at California and say, why y'all even there? If it was that easy for us to just go, let me just move here, yeah, we would. But like I said, everything has pros and cons. Like we here, our weather in the summer is hot, but we get different seasons. Where you go to certain places, they don't get different seasons. They get rain. They get thunderstorms, they get tornadoes, tsunamis, whatever you name it. We ain't from that. They got different bugs than us, all kind of different country life. Bugs. We city folk. We ain't built for all that. So it ain't always just the greatest to say, hey, let's just go abroad.
Definitely.
But the way this cost of living coming, I don't care what you send at me. I
would like to. If I had the chance to, I would definitely like to go live abroad for a year. Or even for like a few months, and just to be able to say like, okay, we experienced it, like it was nice or not, whatever, however, it is. But
we should be able to move like the olden days when they just went up and leave. They took their luggage, left their little fort hut, whatever they had built, and moved somewhere else. See, now you can't. They need to go back to the olden days. If you just want to pack up and I'm going to go live abroad.
I mean, you still can technically.
Nah, they gonna charge you. They gonna charge you.
Well, duh.
You can't just leave stuff behind. It's gonna come right. Your name is attached to stuff.
No, yeah.
I'm saying back then they didn't have no attachment. They were able to just leave. We move into the west.
I don't want to go back.
They going west. They just said we going west. Boom, they was out of there.
You can go back to the good old.
Nah, for my people days. It wasn't good.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't good old days for my people. We was. I ain't trying to go back.
I'm just saying.
We go back too far.
I'm gonna stay here.
We go back too far. We ain't together. We ain't together. We go back too far. You gotta be careful how far you talk.
Shut up. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about this video. If you guys live in anywhere out of the United States, definitely let us know. Like, what do you feel like is your positive and negatives and where you stay? And
yeah, even our people that's in the U.S.
lived in abroad, or like, would you ever go? Do you guys ever watch these videos and feel like, dang, I kind of want to explore and possibly go? Or is it just like a one in the mental, It
ain't even just UK folk. If you in the U.S. you live somewhere else other than Cali, let us know.
Give us
how y'all living. Should you from somewhere else? Let us know how y'all living. Cause here, look, let me tell y'all, if y'all ain't from Cali, you just come visit. That's it. Don't come move here. Don't let them sell you on the dream. It is high. Listen to me. It is high as hell here. Stay where you at. Come visit. See Disneyland. See Universal Studios. All that. See the beaches. But go back home. Telling you right now. Don't move here.
Don't call it home.
Don't let them talk you into coming here talking about, oh, yeah, California, the trees. Yeah, them trees cost. They cost. Really? Don't do it. Don't. You heard it here first.
Bye,
don't
guys.
do it.